The seats are small, the fees are big, and the flights are always late. But the one thing that I still expect from airline travel is that if somebody gets drunk off their ass and rowdy and abusive, they're going to pay for it. They'll get dragged off the plane and hauled into court and probably thrown in jail with a hefty fine. And I'm guessing if you are as sick of these people as I am, you will agree. And that brings me to the case of two New Jersey sisters, 22-year-old Kira Lyons and 31-year-old Maura Flores, who were trying to fly back home from Orlando last May on Frontier Airlines. A flight attendant pegged the younger one as a little too drunk to fly and sent her packing. And so off they went, both sisters, out off the plane and into the jetway. But on their way up the ramp, they attacked a gate agent, both verbally and physically. And when they got into the terminal and came face to face with responding officers, they played the victim.
I can't, I'm literally,
relax.
I can't, literally can't.
Okay.
I would die, I would stay over here. I have anxiety.
She has anxiety
and depression.
You need medical attention.
Yes.
Is it possible you can get off on the way for mid-20s? She's having hyperventilation problems. Conscious breathing.
There's a cop here right now.
Okay,
stay right here.
Alright, I will. I can't, like that's my whole, like, so you don't say that.
right in front of...
Yeah, that guy pushed her to the ground and she fell.
Let me get everything situated.
Yeah.
Okay, because everybody's yelling, everybody's talking to only one person.
I graduated. She graduated college tomorrow, so she's just trying to get home.
Do you have an idea?
Okay, well, in that jetway, from her position on the floor, the gate agent told a very different version of that story.
Explain to me what. The best way you can.
The flight attendants informed me that the girl was drunk. She was in the restroom drunk.
And which one do you know?
The youngest one, the little short one.
Not the one with the tattoos, but the other one, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead.
When they informed me that she was intoxicated, I had to call a GSC, which is my supervisor.
28.
He showed up. They started screaming. They were in the aircraft. I got asked to call you guys because they weren't leaving.
Okay.
She finally left the jet bridge. I was kind of following them out a little bit. I told him to retract the jet bridge. She turned around, got in my face, and said, "F you, you fat." I said, "Thank you." She turned around, or when she was facing me, she pushed me. Okay. And then turned around, and then the sister came up and shoved me again, which I tripped over a Liz.
So both of them hit you?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, now back to them sisters, who seemingly could not even remember that the woman they shoved had even fallen down.
How did she manage to fall in the jet bridge?
Me?
No, the flight attendant. The lady.
Flight attendant.
Oh, you missed it. There was a part right there where she said, the flight attendant, I don't know, I don't remember. But it was after that moment that things got real. Those sisters were arrested, and they were charged with first-degree battery and second-degree disorderly conduct. And as you can imagine, that didn't go over well either.
You were not handcuffing my sister. I'm calling you.
No. Okay, wait a minute. Okay.
Don't worry, I'm calling Stuart. I'm not
Settle down. Stop.
I'm not leaving her.
Stop.
Are you kidding me?
Be cool. Here, give me your phone. Give me your phone.
Take a breath.
Back up.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Stay like that. Stay cool. Thank you. Just stay cool.
Anywhere. Can you just please calm down? No, I can't calm down. I don't know what I did. What did I insult someone? My arm is so tight.
Stop moving.
If you keep moving, it will dig into your
I understand now.
After that little show at the airport, months went by and the law kicked in. And pour yourself a stiff drink here. Instead of going to jail or paying a big fine, the sisters were sent to what's called a pretrial intervention program, and their cases were closed. And when they're done with their program, those nasty, ugly charges that they're facing, yeah, those are going to be dismissed too. Now, I'm going to stop talking before I scream, and I'm going to let my guest weigh in on all of this. Jason Collins is a flight attendant based in Florida who also knows a thing or two about justice because he just happened to get picked as jury foreman for Young Thug's RICO trial. Jason, good to have you on the show again. So, okay, it just feels to me like these people who disrupt airlines and get violent and drunk, they just always get a slap on the wrist. Am I wrong in thinking that?
You're not wrong about that, though. I mean, it is unfair because it does send the wrong message out to the public, because when someone does come on and they are intoxicated, it's up to the flight attendants across different airlines to inform either the pilot and or the gate agent about someone is intoxicated. So this right here, I don't believe that this was handled properly. I think that they should have had a more severe sentence because this does send a wrong signal to folks, especially as we're getting closer into the holidays.
I mean, it's first-degree battery and second-degree disorderly conduct. Those are not small charges. If you've done that, you know, at the office to your colleague, or if you had done that to someone on the street, I just don't feel like you'd get that white glove treatment. Let me ask you this. I would think that you're a flight attendant, that woman we saw on the ground was a gate agent, that these are deeply personal. These things happen to them. Do you know if your colleagues in the industry follow these cases to find out what happens to their aggressors?
Not really, though. I mean, once something has happened, there is an incident report that everyone has to fill out. And as we can see right there, the police officer had his camera on, so he was cooperating from both sides, both parties, to make sure that things were adding up correctly. As far as that, I have known that we really do not follow it all the way through unless you are summoned for court, but it does depend on which airline that you're with.
Okay, this is just a quick question with a quick answer. If the law isn't going to serve up justice to these people, are you guys at least happy when it gets out there and goes viral and people get to see these folks for what they are?
Of course. I mean, at the end of the day, I think most people have have personal stories of intoxication. I've had intoxicated person on my aircraft before, and they were nice about it. But at the same time, something like this does send a signal to everyone to say, hey, you know, just make sure that you don't go on an aircraft intoxicated, because it can lead to severe punishment. And in this case right here, it wasn't as severe, but, you know, this does send a signal to everyone who is watching and who's going to watch those videos about what happened.
Yeah, I miss the fun drunks because, you know, I feel like those are the folks I've always grown up with and been around. Hey, Jason, it's good to see you. Thanks for coming on again.
Yeah. You too. You take care.
Jason Collins. Hey, you too. Jason Collins joining us again on the program.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.